Everyone out there in the community, I need your help. What is shaking, YouTube? I am your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and welcome back to the show. Like the intro said, I need your help right now. I recently purchased a book from a dealer at a local show over the past couple of weeks, and I knew I wanted to go ahead and sell this copy because I do have a copy in my personal collection, and I thought by looking at this book that it may be trimmed, and that's where I need your help. But before we get into the video, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button. You won't regret it. We're almost at 8,000 subs, and when we get there, I'm going to be giving away some awesome stuff, and stay tuned for that giveaway video. I'm going to be letting you know soon what we're giving away. Do me a solid, smash the like button for me because it really does help the channel out. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Now, with that said, let's check out this book that I think may be trimmed. So here is the book in question. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 20 and the first appearance of the Scorpion. So full disclosure, I had this book listed on my Instagram sales page for $399. I have this book graded as a 4.0. Now with that said, the last sale on a 4.0 was actually $450 recently. So my price, I think, was right on at $399. Regardless, when someone asked for extra pictures of this book, I took it out of its Mylar and actually noticed along the right-hand portion of the book, which seems to appear some trimming on the right-hand portion of the cover. So I started at the bottom of the book and noticed that it actually sat flush with the rest of the cover. I worked my way up, and as you guys can see, the higher we went, the more of the pages that are exposed, and it seems to be like the top right-hand portion of the book may have been trimmed. So with that said, guys, I'm going to show you the reasons why I don't think this book is trimmed, and you let me know if you agree with me or not. So now that we've taken a look at the front portion of this book, let's go ahead and flip it over and take a look at the back. The first thing I notice is that top staple is not aligned with the bottom staple, which tells me that that top portion of the book is pulled backwards, which in turn can actually cause the top portion of the cover to also pull back. The next thing I did was actually open it up to actually take a look at the inside portion of that front cover. And as you guys can see, if the front cover had been trimmed, the ad that is placed on the inside front cover may actually be aligned. In this case, it is not, but you can't always go by that, so I decided to take my other copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 20 and match them up to see what they would look like. As you guys can see, the book on the left is the one in question, and the one on the right is my undercopy. With that said, it seems like the ad has been perfectly placed in the center of each book, which also makes me think that the book is not trimmed. The next thing I wanted to do was actually go ahead and zoom in on the front portion of the cover and the interior pages to see exactly what they look like. Most of the time when you have trimming, you have a total straight edge, and as you can see here in the picture, it is totally jagged, right? Including the pages, which actually seem to be perfectly aligned with the cover frame that we're seeing on this book. Another thing you guys can do if you ever suspect trimming on the right-hand portion of a book is actually line them up with another copy of the same book. If you can, that is. Me being an Amazing Spider-Man snob is the reason I can, let's be honest. So with that said, when we line them up, they actually line up pretty well. What made me think that this book may be trimmed is actually because we could see the interior pages showing through the front of the cover. That's not always the case. A lot of the times we have spine rolls, which can actually cause this to happen to a book. But if you look at the spine of the book, it actually looks pretty straight, which made me question myself here. At the end of the day, I also went on eBay to pull other copies of Amazing Spider-Man 20, which I'm going to show you right here. And as you can see, a lot of them were definitely miscut when printing this book. Not all of them. I showed you my undercopy where you could see towards the right-hand portion of the book, there is some green showing before the book has been cut. At the end of the day, I think I have enough evidence to prove that this book is not trimmed, but I want to hear from you guys out in the community. What do you think? Do you think somebody tampered with this book? I want to hear from everyone out there in the comments. With that said, full disclosure, I actually ended up selling this book at a discounted rate to a friend of the channel. I had full disclosure to the person buying the book. They knew what was going on. But with that said, after me and him talked about it, we both concluded we do not think that this book is trimmed. We think that book has frayed, a little bit of spine roll, and as you can see, there is a little bit of water damage to this book that actually may have caused the fraying itself. With that said, I told him if he ever decides to go ahead and send this book over to CGC, to definitely let me know the results to see if I was right or not. So that's it for this one, guys. I wanted to show you, if you ever come across rule books and you have questions on whether or not if the book has been trimmed or not, to what to actually look for. Now, trimming can be a lot different, especially on the top end portion of the book or on the bottom. But with that said, a lot of the times it does occur along the right hand portion, along the entire part of the book. And in this case, I think we got it right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.